Fed day today, a lot of people, the narrative majority opinion is that we'll have a hawkish cut, that the Fed will cut, but say, there's no guarantee for January. That's the majority opinion. I happen to think the cut is pretty much priced into the market. We'll see if we get something counter to a hawkish cut. Everyone's going to be watching dot plots, but my goal here is to prep you for the Fed for later if some opportunity set up. Instead of predicting how markets are going to react, I prefer to react to the reaction. So let's start off with the yen trade from Sunday night, which was here at 55.26. So you had about 180 pips up here at 57. You should have booked half at least. Nothing wrong with even covering the majority. If we get some type of weak dollar response, I'm looking to buy into dollar weakness. So if the yen pulls back, say to 560, 5.5, maybe halfway back of this move, I'd be a buyer, risking closes back under 55. Okay, knowing that my target is still that we're going to challenge these highs going into the BOJ. All right, so we caught a nice wave of it. It was from here about 2.5. So if we pulled back to here, that could give us 59, 58.80, 59, which is going to be in the intervention zone where Japan will probably have to come in and intervene uh, because most likely, just like our cut is priced into the market, I think their hike is also priced into the market, but I think that will be topping around that time at those levels. I took a small short in Aussie. It's been the strength. My bet is that it can't take out this high. Okay. Takes out this high. The whole picture has changed in Aussie. That 67 07. It's only about 70 pips from here. So I'm taking a shot pre-number that Aussie does not take this out and we start to get some kind of pullback, at least to 65 and then possibly something like this from here, even with a fib extension. So I'd be a buyer on breaks in US dollar yen. Euro, I've been waiting for 1740, 1740. I don't know if we're going to get it. It is possible that the dollar has bottomed. To me, it doesn't look like anything that bullish, but you look at it on a daily, and we've had A, B, C. I still think there's a chance for 98. If that happens, the Aussie won't work, and then we'll get that rally in euro back above 117. They almost look like flags where that could happen. Um, I'd like to see a stop hunt over here. And then if that happens, we're, about 100 pips away from a sell zone in the euro. Same similar situation. The pound has an even stronger pattern. I think it's going to lead for a new high. That's the way things go. And let's just quickly talk about what's happening here in precious metals. So this is a second or third time that silver has made new highs without gold. I still maintain that we're going to head lower in gold. Silver, the gold silver ratio just collapsed, but I think even silver's putting in a short term top. Short term because the gold silver ratio, although it's turning from um, a little bit of a divergence, but too much of a momentum to the downside. Remember, ideally, when we're diverging, you want the RSI to be above 30. But this one's so oversold, they could squeeze people for a while. It's been a huge move in the last month. Almost looks like a waterfall decline. So be careful with your stuff if they turn this silver. Well, silver's starting to give it up now. It's down 20 cents. So um, I know it's been an amazing ride, but you never go broke taking profits, and gold really hasn't paid big from the long side since the initial break from the high. Still think we could at least test these lows again and maybe even still trade down towards 36 and a half in the coming weeks and months. And a lot of that's going to be dependent upon the dollar and the dollar not breaking down. Now, remember, for a long time, I thought we could still see 98. So that wouldn't change. That would still be a dollar buying opportunity for me around the 98 level. But I have to be open to the fact that this may have been it and have something on in case the dollar goes. I really don't want to fade dollar strength. I'm more looking to fade dollar weakness. I believe this also will be a fade in notes and TLT. Um, we get any kind of rally. Here's your bull bear line in the sand that we broke down on. Tried to rally yesterday. Maybe we get a rally back to 88 and a half. That'd be a good time to buy some puts, looking for, much lower levels in bonds. I will say sentiment's getting very skewed. It is very bearish, but I think this was an important enough breakdown to trade it if offered on a breakdown test. And then if we start closing over 88 and a half, you get out of the way. Okay, so this is your contingency. This is why you would do it. If it's negated, you get out of the way. Um, Taking a quick look at Bitcoin, I still think it's a bear flag. Shows up pretty good on the daily. This kind of flagging action that we're getting here with a confirmed low. Could it rally a little bit more? Yeah, but I don't think this is the bottom. Ethereum's acting much better. But if I'm right about Bitcoin trading under 80 grand, I'm sure they're going to take that lower as well. And I think that's about it. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I did want to talk about NVIDIA. Okay, they have done everything to try and prop this stock up after earnings. This was the earnings report, and then we got slammed, and we came back. They announced that they can sell chips to China, not the most recent ones, but year and a half old. An announcement like this, when NVIDIA was in gear, would have taken NVIDIA up $20. So, we got about $4 pop, went just slightly above 88. Now it's back below it. I still think that NVIDIA is going to trade down towards this 155 level. Then I think it's going to be time to buy the whole market. So we'll see if that fulfills itself in the next several weeks. But NVIDIA not acting great. One of the strongest semiconductors still out there is Broadcom. And Broadcom, as you can see, is making new highs. It's diverging, though. I'm not sure if it is on the 4 hour. It is on the 4 hour, too. Also, a big break in Uber. It got over 90, got to 92, and now it's back underneath the breakout line. I'd sell rallies in Uber because if you take this, call it 100 to 82, that's $18. So if we get $18 from here, that's going to be 78, 75. And if we get 1.618 from this, you could have this was 18, 28, could take it down into the low 70s, upper 60s. So this really gave up the ghost with the market not really under that much pressure yesterday. So sell rips in Uber, sell rips in NVIDIA. Here's the mags. Maybe we're putting in the right shoulder here in the mags. This is the ETF of the mag 7. Here we are. Okay. So here's the daily. Is this a right shoulder? The point being, whether this is a right shoulder or there's one more high in the mags, or both, I think could be bearish outcomes. So if we rally to new highs in the mags, and it's going to take a lot of money to move it, you'd have drive 1, 2, and a 3 drive up there. So good hunting. You don't have to trade on a day like this. You could wait for the dust to settle, and I'll do what I can to help you finesse some entries. If you don't trade, there's always another trade. Keep that in mind. So don't force anything. Let the market come to you, and don't just count your pips, count your blessings. Adios.